those of you that aren't aware, Feeding America is the largest hunger relief organization in the United States. We're a domestic organization, so we cover every county in the U.S. We also cover Puerto Rico as well. We distribute about 3.3 billion pounds of, 3.3 billion meals a year. We do that through 200 food banks. Those food banks are all separate 501c3 nonprofits, and they act as a collection and distribution point for donated food. From those 200 food banks, we're distributing to about 60,000 agencies. Those agencies would be typically food pantries, shelters, soup kitchens, basically any nonprofit that has feeding people as part of their mission. Out of the 3.3 billion meals, about 1 billion pounds of that is actually produce. So moving forward, we're trying to move more and more foods to encourage a nutritional product to the people that we serve. We are currently diverting about 2.2 billion pounds of product from landfill. That equates to about 1.9 billion meals that would have gone into the landfill. That's coming from farmers, agri-processing, manufacturers, distributors, and food retailers. You can see from this chart, this is how we break down our distribution, or the number of pounds we're recovering and distributing each year. We do purchase food. We also solicit and buy produce. We also distribute federal commodities, and then about 900 million pounds comes from manufacture. And last year we recovered about 1.2 billion pounds from retail. About 5 years ago, retail was actually the second largest donation stream. In the last couple of years, it's actually exceeded all other donation streams within Feeding America. To give you a little visual of what that means, we're currently go out and pick up from 16,000 grocery stores and supermarkets anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week. We're doing that in temperature-controlled vehicles or passive temperature-controlled devices. And that product consists of product that is no longer marketable to the primary consumer, but still edible and usable. Kind of the best example I can give people is if you're at home and the bananas that you purchased 2 days ago are starting to ripen, you would still eat that banana and still consider it good and nutritious. But if you're in the store and you're getting ready to buy bananas, if you're like me, you're going to buy those bananas just as they're beginning to ripe or somewhat before they ripen, so that you have them a day or two when you get home. And if you go into that produce department and there are bananas that are already starting to ripen, chances are you're not going to buy those. Well, 8 or 9 years ago, all that product was ended up in organics and going to landfill. Now we're recovering that product at store level. We currently recover products like meat that's reached its sell-by date, that can be frozen, put in the freezer, wait for us to come pick it up, we'll come pick it up. Dairy, deli, produce, non-perishable foods as well. Like I said earlier, last year we recovered 1.2 billion pounds at the national level and almost 1.4 billion pounds network-wide. We do believe that there's about 22 billion pounds of food at retail that's still going to waste. And certainly that's a big chunk to bite off, but we hope to get to that point at some point in the next 10, 15 years. One of our biggest hurdles with recovering food from retail is just the sheer volume that's out there and the number of agencies that are actually available to actually handle that product safely and distribute that product to those in need. And the process at retail is very similar to what Food Donations Connection is doing at the restaurant side. Probably the biggest difference you'll see with retail is the volume. We recover anywhere from 200 to 700 pounds per pickup. And so for a small organization to pick up that directly, it can be cumbersome. So currently, Feeding America is trying to expand the capacity of our network so that we can get some of the smaller organizations in a position to where they can pick up that product directly from retailers as opposed to a food bank having to pick up and redistribute. And that's pretty much ends my presentation. This is my contact information. We're continuing to grow the product. Any retailers that are out there that are looking to divert product going to landfill to a food bank, we'd be more than happy to talk to you.